Do not ask Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace when her next town hall is going to be, because it is going to go down if you do that. She's going to escalate very quickly. You might be thinking, I've heard this story already. No, it's a new one. Another constituent, I guess because they saw the viral first interaction, wanted to ask her when they came up, or even it wasn't even a constituent necessarily, a reporter, when is your next town hall? You know, are you holding something this time, that time? And she immediately gets very upset. So let me play this for you. Interestingly, it was a viewer who wrote in saying, hey, Luke, some background information on them. And my friend was at this event. I'm trying to exclude personal details like names and stuff, and made Nancy Mace look like a clown. Here's the clip. Was wondering if we can get Miss Mace to go viral, and then explains the clip. And my answer to the viewer is yes. Yes, let's do it. So here again is MAGA Republican Nancy Mace. Then I'll show you or remind you of her last interaction. Maybe actually I should play that one first. Take this down, Jade. I think it's important context because the reason this reporter asked this question was because of this clip going viral.
I do them every year.
Every year.
You want to keep going?
Do any more this
you want
year?
to keep going and keep harassing me? You could have gone to a dozen town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've
hall
already
this year?
done one. I'll do plenty
Are you doing
more.
any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay, sweet. Well, look
And
out
by
for
the
an
way,
actual invitation.
I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do
so
with me?
I'm just saying, it has everything to do with you.
You think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do.
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you
Yep.
speak with me?
Absolutely.
There's no other humane
if you want to get in my
conversation you
face
can have
about town
me?
halls, you should have shown
There's
up to
no
one
other
last
humane
year.
thing you can talk about me just saying, oh, I support gay marriage.
Yeah.
That's
because
the
you're
only thing
getting
you
in
have
my
to say.
face.
She's like that guy in a bar who you barely brush by and they go, what, you starting something? You're like, no, I'm not. Why are you getting in my face? I'm not in your face. What's the problem? I get angry. Exactly.
You could have gone last year.
Simple question from right
Would you
over
like
here
me?
is if you have any plans to have more town halls this year.
I have town
That
halls
was one
every year.
question.
I have over a dozen every year.
Great. That was my entire question. You didn't have to go
Yeah.
into the spiel at all.
You could have come to any of them last year.
Okay. And I'm
I had
asking you
over a
about this year, not
dozen.
2024. But
Where were you the year
right?
before that?
Okay.
Okay, so here's the problem, Nancy. It's right now, if you miss this sort of saga, the reason that this is a question is because right now Republicans are scared to hold town halls because constituents have been pretty upset with them for backing Musk and for backing Trump and for dismantling our government and all these terrible things. And so it's right now that we're interested to see if you'll hold a town hall. Right now. So referencing last year is kind of irrelevant, but it ends on a very poor note.
I won by so much.
You're a disgrace to this state. That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question, and you just to go on this tirade and tell me "fuck you."
Yeah, fuck you.
Disgusting.
Get out of my face.
Fuck you. How about
Get out of my face.
You're nasty.
Try it again. What's your
You're a
name?
nasty bitch.
What's your
You're a
name?
nasty bitch. That's
What's
my
your name?
You say "fuck me"?
Yep, I
That's
sure
the first
did.
thing you're gonna say.
Okay, I actually haven't seen the end of this clip, if I'm going to be frank. I don't endorse the nasty B-bomb word, but she did say F you first, so we'll just leave that there. Got a little out of control. Oh my God. So now our viewer wrote in, I guess this is his friend walking out to Nancy Mace and saying, hey, Nancy, you remember this question? If you appreciate the show, please do click the subscribe button. Here we go.
Visiting, and it's great to see so many employees at Nucor out here supporting the Vice President of the United States.
Do you have any plans to hold town hall meetings where everyone can attend?
Hang on 1 second. And then I'll answer your question. What was that?
Have you had a chance to talk to the Lieutenant Governor yet?
I haven't seen her here yet today. I heard she's going to be here. I don't know if this is her first visit to Nucor Berkeley or not. I'm not sure. She's a nice lady. And what was your question?
You said you've had town halls here at Nucor and you've had some in other places behind gated communities. Any chance to have some where everyone can?
You're fake news. That's not entirely true. I have
I'm not fake news. I'm
you are
WCSC
fake-
in
You are
Charles.
fake news. I have town
Are you
halls.
a fake congresswoman?
Duly elected, but you're planting a lie and you're biased.
I'm asking a question
Democrat
about who
bias
you allow
is
into your
very
town hall
obvious.
meetings.
So we have town halls every year, and
Open town halls.
we have
That's my
open
question.
town halls every single year.
Okay.
And I would like to know why you haven't attended one yet. Have you been to one yet?
I have not.
Okay, so don't sit there with your media.
All right, well, I'll play more. Y'all know I've been on this teaching kick. I don't want to just criticize. I want to teach. I want to give insight to Nancy Mace. Jaden, if you would, ask me when my next town hall is.
When's your next town hall?
So in your question, you mentioned gated communities. I don't know where you're getting that from. Maybe the fake news brought you that, but no problem. I totally understand. It's difficult to know what's true, but I'm actually going to hold a town hall within the next couple of months. And actually, if I can get your name and number, I would be happy to get my staff to notify you whenever that town hall is happening. Oh, look, it's so easy. It's so smooth. But instead, she has to immediately act like there's some brawl that's about to take place.
News.
Media bias, you're Democrat left-leaning, fake news bias, and tell me that I haven't had any town halls. I've had
There's a
over
bias
1,000
because
town-
I'm asking if you have a town hall that's
have
not
town
behind
halls.
a gated community, not inside of Nucor.
So
But when
that
people have
live
been
behind a
asking
gate
you for
aren't
town
constituents, is
halls,
what you're saying.
they are not very
So-
easy to get into.
I do town halls at
Wait, what did she say? People living... Wait, what did she say?
Not inside of Nucor,
So
but when
that
people have
live
been
behind a
asking
gate
you for
aren't
town
constituents, is
halls,
what you're saying.
they
Did you hear what she said? Or what? People living behind a gate?
you for
aren't
town
constituents, is
halls,
what you're saying.
they are not very
So-
easy.
I couldn't hear what she said, but is she saying like, so now you're saying people behind gated communities shouldn't be able to talk to their or to their congresswoman? What? So now you're saying that we should just slaughter all people behind a gated? Oh, so what? Now you're saying they're subhuman? Is that what you're saying about people in the gated community? Well, I think, you know what? That's racism.
To get into.
I do town halls at businesses. I do town halls at communities. I do town halls at HOAs. We do public town halls. We do a lot of telephone town halls. On a telephone town hall, I can reach thousands of people versus 50 or a few hundred. So as a member of Congress, I do all sorts of town halls all the time. But what I'm not going to do is put my safety at risk. Those indivisible people, that Mount Pleasant town hall crowd, those leftists that were calling in from Indivisible were threatening my life. We're threatening my kids' lives. We're threatening my employees' lives. We had multiple bomb threats. And so I'm going to do it as long as it's a safe place to do it. But what I'm not going to do is have my life be threatened and be bullied into it. I have to make sure that my constituents are going to be safe when they show up to a town hall. And what Democrats and the left are doing is incredibly unsafe and it's dangerous. In fact,
Isn't that a
FBI
better way to answer that than just
fact-
saying fake news, though? Isn't that a real answer, a real way to answer?
So now you're judge, jury, and executioner and how
Because
I
you're,
talk.
I love her. I love it. Oh, so now you're judge, jury, and executioner. What, Nancy?
a real answer, a real way to answer.
So now you're judge, jury, and executioner and how
Because
I talk.
you're judging
You're
my
supposed to be unbiased, and you're.
Okay, so now you're judge, jury, and executioner. Oh, so now you think that you're Jesus Christ? Is that what I'm hearing? You think you're God? Thank you, Tucker. You think that you're God Almighty? Is you're supposed to be a reporter, but now you're telling me that I should bow down to you, that I should kiss your feet? Is that what you're telling? No, Nancy. He actually made a brilliant point, which is if it's safety concerns, share that. And by the way, she's someone more consistent on this than me, which is obviously any threats against her life, any violent language, any actual violence, all of that's terrible, should be denounced. I oppose it. And it's fair if he wants to ask, hey, when is your next town hall? Or if you're not holding certain types of town halls, would you explain why? It's a safety thing. Okay. Now, it's tough because while I know she probably does get threats, obviously elected officials get that sort of stuff. And that's bad. And that's not how people should express their discontent with her, obviously. She also has misrepresented things. Like, we watched that video, and then she was out telling people that he was threatening her and making her feel unsafe and got in her face. And we watched the video, and he's not in her face. So it's a bummer when you're dishonest, because then people are going to be less likely to believe you, and they'll kind of filter your language through, oh, she might be exaggerating, even though we're perfectly willing and able, and we do oppose any violence or threats to your family. On the note of Nancy Mace, she said, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little bit. Sometimes a lot. Isn't that fun? It's fun. It's cute. It's fun. And she has a swear jar. It's cute. It's fun. I like it. Does she put dollar bills in there whenever she swears? Okay. It's cute. It's fun. I like it. What can I say? Okay. Then she went on Hannity. Luke, you know that I supported gay marriage, don't you? I just said it was cute. Gosh. Here's her about the original interaction to remind you.
Nancy Mace, Congresswoman. Well, apparently you've had a very eventful weekend. Apparently there's another video I was just told you might have put up, but let's go to this video in particular. What happened? What was going on behind the scenes? And how did the issue of gay rights come up in that conversation?
I forgot. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's so good. Hannity, he doesn't know what. How did the topic of gay rights come up? Like, as if there's contact. It came up because she looked at him and went, "That's gay," and then wanted to get on his good side by saying, "I support gay marriage." Oh, gosh.
And how did the issue of gay rights come up in that conversation?
It's a great question, Sean.
Well, right. I just wanted some face wash. That was it. I went to the store. I had a little bit of time to myself on Saturday afternoon, want to go shopping like I do. I'm a normal person. I do my own grocery shopping. And this guy approached me, and I will tell you, I felt threatened. I felt harassed. And I will tell you, as someone who's experienced trauma in her life, and a lot of women will understand what I'm talking about, when some guy gets in your face and approaches you in the aggressive manner that he did, and you feel like you're in danger, instinctively, as women who've been through trauma, who've survived sexual assault, survived domestic abuse, you have two options. You can fight or you can flee. And Sean, I'm a fighter. And I've never stood back down from a fight. I will stand my ground like any strong woman should. And I will tell you, this was the third incident I had last week alone. The incidences of threats,
So do you see what I mean? I don't want, no matter how terrible an elected official is, for the way people pose them to be violence. And also, he wasn't being, this one, maybe you have a different video and I'll review it. This one, he was not being violent. And he was standing like 10 feet away, okay? Just get your face wash and leave. All right? And then you remember she started insulting. She was like, he was a man wearing Daisy Dukes. Ugh. It's just, Nancy, we don't know what's happening. We do not know what's happening. Women so frequently do feel genuinely uncomfortable or are genuinely harassed. And sometimes female lawmakers get that worse because they're female than male lawmakers. And you're misrepresenting what happened here. Those two things can be true at the same time, is what I'm telling you. So, thank you to the viewer who wrote that in. That's I loved how the reporter ended it on the clip that was sent in. Maybe that's how you could have answered instead of calling me fake news. Exactly. Brilliant. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. If you want to get the bonus show, we have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You can click the join button below.